free Skechers slip-ins feel like this. The Skechers slip-ins just step in, no bending down, no touching my shoes. Try wide-fit Skechers slip-ins.
He was the most hated man in America.
And then Kanye came along.
Oh, thanks a lot, Kanye. The Stansberry Show on Rock 106.9.
Welcome to Monday morning, April 28th, 2025 on the Stansberry Show here on Rock 106.9. It has been a little bit of a while since you and I have had these conversations with one another. I taking a few days of reprieve from this very difficult task that I am appointed with. I mean, I was sitting on the couch eating cereal in my underwear, and a goddamn business when they called and said, hey man, I want to come down here and do this. Thank God, right? Otherwise, I believe the last 10 years would have been a little rougher for me. This morning, helping you go fund yourself out at 9 a.m., that first $1,000 keyword was, we'll continue to do that between 9 and 5 every week. Should probably get better about that corporate email. Won't be this year, though. Also not. Guardians now apologizing for fan behavior. This is after getting shellacked at home 13-3 by the Red Sox. But there's some pretty disgusting fan behavior that took place, that at the Guardians game. And the club now apologizing on behalf of their fans. We'll take a look at that. Also, Scott from winningfornextyear.com. Anybody curious what I might ask Scott about? Yeah, probably won't be that Guardians apology, right? Probably won't be that. You know what it should be, though? Again, it has been a while since you and I have had this conversation. And one of the reasons is because, I play a little hooky. Wednesday, I got out of here early, and then I went to Progressive Field, actually watched the Guardians. They lost to the Yankees. And I was less than satisfied, if you will. And I was looking for a more of my cup runneth over experience. And so I stayed downtown, I did. And I was talked into, well, you know what we could do? We have these phones.
Metro Circle Northwest.
We have these credit cards, and there's these third-party applications, and if we should happen to,
in a quarter mile, make a sharp left turn on East Boulevard.
Check in on one of these, we might find ourselves with some Cavaliers tickets. So we did that, and went to that game. The Cavs did win that. They did win that Wednesday night, 121-112, and then Saturday, blow the door wide open.
Make a sharp left turn on East Boulevard.
Went on their series against the Heat, 124-87. You and I haven't had these conversations. But yeah, I did go to both those games. I was in attendance for the first, I believe, the first Cavalanche. That's like a terminology the Cavaliers will use when they start piling the points on. And now in the stadium, they have like a fake snow machine type device that's up in the rafters, and that's happening.
Turn left on South Loop Road.
We were sitting again. We were on the apps that day looking for playoff tickets. We knew we weren't sitting on the court anymore. And so there we were up there. And at first we were sitting in the row. We were like, what the hell is happening? Right, because we're beers in, and we were at the Guards game all day. I mean, like this, literally by this point, it's like one hand over one eye, like just, you know what I mean, just trying to pay attention, just, kind of that stuff. And
in a quarter mile, turn left on South Campus Drive.
We're like, what the hell is going on? And then the in-arena guy goes, it's a Cavaliers. We're like, that's a pretty good idea. And so, yeah, I was lucky enough to be in attendance for that one. Cavs look to close out. They're looking to be done. They would like to finish off the Heat in just the 4 games there. And I believe they can do this. Is that right?
Turn left on South Campus Drive.
I have this right. I believe they can do this today. Yeah, they can. Cavs at Heat. That game around 7:30 tonight. They look to sweep there. If you don't, I would imagine they won't have a problem picking up the 4th in the next.
Just ahead, turn left on University Drive Northwest.
Handful of games from there. So we'll talk to Scott about the Cavaliers. May have to sneak in some extra time for him today.
Turn left on University Drive Northwest.
I mean, obviously, the Shedeur Sanders story does not stop. There are angles of this all over. I mean, there's a million avenues. You could just talk about the slide. And people are going to see you was hearing more and more in the roundtable shows and the this and the that. And it's like, well, I don't know, man. A little brash, maybe. A little cocky.
Turn right on Dressler Road Northwest.
Dion doesn't maybe help here as much as he should. Maybe like right, there might be an opposing force with Dion here and all of that. Okay, all right. But like to the third, maybe 5th round. And I got a lot of this, and of course I knew I would. We have a very low self-esteem sports fans when it comes to the Cleveland Browns. You know why? Because, well, we earned it. Because they sucked your entire damn life. I mean, your entire life. In order for them to be good, you got to go back to like you being a little kid. Plastic helmet too big. Knocking around in there like a bobblehead, for crying out loud. And so, like, you do this at a 5th round pick and everybody's like, woe is me. I'm sorry. Name recognition alone, the kid's worth a 5th round pick. Do you know the amount of 1st round quarterbacks that bust? I actually don't know the number, but we can use a word everybody knows, and it's most, and it's accurate. 1st round QBs. You take this guy who was predicted by a lot of people. Is this room, for crying out loud, going number 2 overall? Something has happened here with Shedeur Sanders. I don't know what it is. I know it's not what a lot of people want to suggest it is. It isn't. I'm sorry. In a very weak quarterback draft, in a very weak draft overall, Cam Ward goes number 1. Like, enough.
In a quarter mile, make a sharp right turn.
Like, it's not, like, that's not what's happening here with Shedeur Sanders. I'm sorry. It's just not. Like, here's the thing. They're implying, some people are implying this is a race issue. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. In the NFL, is racism still alive and well? Yeah. For sure. Absolutely. But it's going to work a little bit more like this. Underneath my breath, resent you a little bit for being as good as you are and helping me be successful and things like that. But like the self-preservation, go get me the athlete that can help me. We've seen it now. We've seen it now. You want to talk about GMs? You want to talk about coaches? A little bit more resistance at that level? Okay, fair enough. I'll hear it. You guys know I'm not crazy. I'll listen to you. But something happened with Shedeur here. And it's probably, some of it is self-inflicted. But I would like to know what it is. Because, dudes got caught smoking, marijuana, face masks, and they dropped in the draft and still went. This kid has the talent, at least some talent. From a 1st round pick to a 5th round pick, I'm sorry. I am sorry. You take a gamble here on this and we're overreacting, I just don't see it. Well, geez, look, the GM looks miserable. And the owner looks happy. Oh, the whole Jimmy's weighing in here and Jimmy's using his influence to do something? Good. Jimmy made the right call. I'm sorry, he did. This is the right call here. You pull this kid in here for a couple. Why take Dylan Gabriel then?
Make a sharp right turn.
Well, you use 4 quarterbacks a couple of years in a row. Joe Flacco's older than I am, for crying out loud. It's hyperbole. Settle down. Don't Google it. It's close.
Pick up on the right.
The fact that it's even close is kind of ridiculous. We're not talking Tom Brady. And I know, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have none. So what does it mean if you have 5? I don't know. But they're the Cleveland Browns. There was another I thought was going to get in for sure this year, and they're not. I don't care for them a whole lot and still believe they should be in. We'll take a look at that artist. Do that today, too. Yep.
Make a sharp left turn on Dressler Road Northwest, then turn right on Belden Village Street Northwest.
I almost wish I was going to get paid by the time, per time I said Shedeur Sanders today. I almost wish that would happen. I have literally walked, like, walking pattern, in my, like, fake wood floors over what the hell is going to be on the program. And then there's days where it's just like, hey, buddy, there's almost too much, right? And Shedeur kind of gives us. Yeah, so I can't hate it for them. I can't. At a 5th round pick? No, I can't. Now, that's the reason a lot of you will hear. And this is what I mean. There is a Colin Kaepernick in. What I mean is, you don't ever want
Turn right on Belden Village Street Northwest.
your backup quarterback to be a bigger story than your starter. You're right. That is what we call a distraction in the NFL. And when human beings are distracted, I don't care how much you pay them, they're gonna, right? And that's going to be true. But even though I just said that, I gotta be honest with you. At some point, I want somebody to walk into a locker room of 53
In a quarter-mile, turn left on Whipple Avenue Northwest using the left lane.
elfos and tell them, I'm sorry, the big TMZ billboard about Shedeur Sanders means you can't block on 3rd down, and you're not an alpha, you're a pussy. I mean, for real. At some point, don't I get to look around as the owner? Not you, not me, but don't I get to look around as Jimmy Haslam and go, $220 million a year, and you still cry? Sissy? Like, dude, for real. This is the NFL. Which, as a guy who saw Jerry Glanville the other night at the draft, I'm going to remind you, which stands for not for long. If you keep making calls like that, which means not for long. When are you allowed to go in there as an owner and go, no, dude, until you guys start to act like winners, you'll never be one? Say a lot of things about Jimmy Haslam, but afraid to spend the money, he is not. We have that, you know what I mean? You'll hear that about some other ownership. Jimmy's like, yeah, dude, take a flyer, take the kid. Jimmy overrode the GM here. Good. He should have. Name recognition alone, this kid's worth the 5th one. The distraction, the Kaepernick one. All right, but it's a 55-year-old Joe Flacco who knows his career's over, who's just trying to squeak.
Turn left on Whipple Avenue Northwest.
He's out that last little dime. That way Dennis Quaid can play him in the movie in 3 years or whatever the hell's going to happen. And like that's what he's doing. And God bless him. That's what he should do. When you get to that level of life, you should absolutely have to be dragged away from that. Put it all in. I get it. But we're not talking about another young kid who has to worry about Shedeur Sanders. And if we are, you're talking about Dylan Gabriel, who you just took. A lot of people don't like that pick either. A little older than you want him to be, coming out 3 years at Oregon, and he capped, and he did this, and he did it. I'm sorry. I'm told I have a quarterback genius in Kevin Stefanski. I would like to see it now. Do you think Kevin Stefanski wanted the head coaching job with the Cleveland Browns, or would he have rather
In a quarter-mile, turn right.
or has stayed in Minnesota and taken that head coaching job where he had been and been working for a while and was successful in a good franchise? They chose Kevin O'Connell. He then takes a Sam Darnold, most of the league had like thrown out. And it's like, oh, the Chiefs, look at this. Yeah, if you want to talk Justin Jefferson, we can. Absolutely, and he's going to make it a little easier, for sure. But in like a year, you see a kid that was washed,
Turn left, then turn left.
that they made fun of for seeing ghosts. Like, uh-oh. I'm like, dude, this kid's about to get $50 million on the market. A little shy of that, but still. I would like to see Stefanski do that. With more, I mean, right? Like, it's been a couple of different quarterbacks here. Deshaun and the line and staying healthy and the dedication, and that was kind of thrown in his lap and whatever. And right, which is why I'm not looking to hang Kev out to dry. But if this coach is what, and I'm going to say it this way, we think he is, and I know not all of you do, a lot of us do, if he's what we think he is, I would like to see development. And now you got a room who's not good. We're going to hold everybody to 17 points. We're going to hold everybody to 17 points. Problem is, we're only going to score 10. And like, the Travis Hunter thing, I understand why a guy like me, again, the Shador and give me the talking points and the headlines, and I get why the fan and the fantasy football kid, why he loves Travis Hunter, or why he wants Travis Hunter so bad. I get it. Ask a football coach, how do you win? And they're going to tell you, from the ball out. Meaning it's that line. You've got to control that. Well, then what did they not address? The entire gambit of professional sports, knocked it all the way out of the park? I mean, duh. I mean, dude, you know, I mean, come on. But Travis Hunter with Trevor Lawrence, a quarterback I think is better than every quarterback. I'm not. And I don't have to look at a $100 million wide receiver in 5 years? Okay. He's going to be really, really good, dude. There's going to be a bunch of kids who were taken the other night who are going to be really, really good. Who can help us be really, really good? And I think what they did actually gives us a better chance at that. It might be a longer plan than what we want. And it always feels like we're always waiting, right? Which is why the guy I have on every Monday at 8, you know what their blog is called? You know what their podcast site is called? You guessed it, waitingfornextyear.com.
The Stansberry Show.
Well, I'm not very good, but I play loud.
Go fund yourself out at 9 a.m.
Go.
The first $1,000 keyword.
Pull out into the fucking turning lane, asshole.
Every hour till 5 p.m. That's Monday through Friday. Do that here at Rock 106.9. Go fund yourself that at 9. Also, gonna take a look at some Guardians fan behavior. The team now apologizing on behalf.
Using the right lane, turn right on Everhard Road Northwest.
One of their fans. I actually saw, I wouldn't maybe call it a dust up, but I was at the day game last Wednesday. Guards Yanks. There were Yankees fans everywhere, all around. And it never really became an issue. There was actually, there was one sitting right behind us, and we had a little fun back and forth, but it wasn't, I mean, it was fun. But there was, I had some good seats. I actually paid. Had some really good seats, and we were just a couple of rows off of the third base line. And then just kind of said something about the guards. And it's like, oh, did you walk all the way down here from like 10 rows back just to like trash talk some Yanks fans? It's like, dude, you couldn't have found one like a row seat two away from you. What the hell are you messing with this family for? Because they had been sitting in front of me the whole day. And it was like, they're fine, right? I mean, I don't like the Yankees hat, but they're fine, right? And so a couple of minutes later, and I was a couple of beers in at this point, and more than a few, I suppose. But like day baseball, right? You just gotta love it. And the guy comes back down and he starts taking like a video of this. So just so you know, you disrespected a decorated Marine. And I was like, whoa, what this escalate? I was like, because we had never seen anything that had happened. And I even asked the Yanks fan, I said, what'd you do, dude? Like, cause like I've been sitting here all day. You've been
In 2 miles, take right exit 112 onto Shuffle Street Northwest.
sitting in front of me most of the, like, so, you know, you do see some weird stuff when you start mixing fans and stuff together. We'll tell you what happened there. We'll get to that Guardian story, that at 9. Also, like I said, help you go fund yourself. All right, Shador Sanders has been dominating the conversation this morning. We knew it would. But we did take Mason Graham with our 5th pick. Now, we allowed Jacksonville to move up to take Travis Hunter. And, again, I was at the hall for the draft. And, well, it was a mixed reaction because of how many Steelers fans were in there that night. But the Browns fans in there were a little, I guess, trepidatious, if it is, which is probably a good way to say it. When they saw the Jacksonville move up, you knew what they were doing. You had heard for about 3 days they were looking to move up and that they had fallen in love with Travis Hunter. By the way, I'll thank the East Central Ohio Building and Construction Trade Council for inviting me to that draft party. It's like my 3rd year I've been going. It's awesome. All right, anyway. But in the room that night, it felt like, oh no, what did they do? But I kind of liked it. Like I did. Now, you could maybe talk yourself into, and Hunter has, that this is what they told Miles. It's like, look, bro, like, we're going to focus on your side of the...
In a half mile, take right exit 112 onto Shuffle Street Northwest using the right lane.
Ball here. Like, not only are we going to look to help you here, but we're going to pick up another linebacker, Cody Swessinger, out of UCLA. I believe that's what they picked him in the 30s there somewhere. And that one felt stranger to me than the Mason Graham pick. until you start to remember, you know,
Take right exit 112 onto Shuffle Street Northwest, then turn left on Shuffle Street Northwest.
the injury issues that may be persisting here a little bit with Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And so refilling the cabinet there a little, right? And can't necessarily hate it. So what Hunter believes is, he has raised, like, yes, 140
Turn left on Shuffle Street Northwest.
million guaranteed for Miles definitely made him go, okay, I like it here now, right? For sure. But they also told him, like, look, man, we're going to get you some studs on your side of the ball. We're going to help you. And we're not going to go crazy and reach for one of these quarterbacks. Like, we're not going to do that. We're not going
In a quarter mile, enter the roundabout and take the third exit onto Shuffle Street Northwest.
to be impatient, Miles. We're going to try to do this right. And Joe's a pro. How many games last year? And then maybe it could have, I mean, if you want to take Hunter's side on this, then let's do it. The end zone where you got picked off, was the DTR not knowing what his assignment was? How did you lose these games? And if we get you the sheriff to come back into town, maybe you don't lose
Enter the roundabout and take the third exit onto Shuffle Street Northwest.
those games. Miles, maybe the record's not as bad as it, how you win and lose can matter. You and I will get obsessed with the wins and losses. The Rob Parker. Sports has a short menu. Wins
Using the right lane, exit onto Shuffle Street Northwest.
and losses. Ultimately, yes.
Enter the roundabout and take the third exit onto Pittsburgh Avenue
God
Northwest.
damn it. Why'd you fucking send me this
If
way if it
your
wasn't gonna
business,
fucking go that
this is
way?
what you do. You're coming in and out of the office every day. This is your career. It can't be black and white. You will have to live in the gray, in the contextualized areas of this. Much like I have to live in the contextualized area of radio, not just, you guys play Soundgarden too much. Right?
Clearly it's fucking closed.
Turn right on Shuffle Street Northwest.
Waste my fucking gas. God damn it.
Or the end product for that matter. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, all right. Yes, you could talk me into that. Like, hey, man, we're not going to go crazy. We're not going to try to reach for the quarterback. I thought maybe they told him they were going to take Shador and he liked it. But clearly that wasn't it. I'm curious about the Shador slide. I really am. Because I looked even last night. What, the brash? The cocky? All right, we don't normally like this, love it at the quarterback position. We don't. There are different rules at play here for quarterbacks. And I think most quarterbacks, if they could tell you their answer and nobody was ever going to hear it, they would agree with it. But yeah, man, it kind of sucks. Like, we kind of have to, we have to be the adult no matter what. And so it looks about his dad. I loved the cocky, the I'm going to change it, I'm good enough, I'm this, I like it. Now, Deion Brado, you Hall of Famer. So it's, and I was also younger. I was the audience. He was playing to me. And so I liked it. Of course, today, get off my lawn. I have failed at life and you have not. Right? And so, like, I mean, come on, we know there's some of that baked into this. Come on. We know that. It's not the primary factor, but come on, there's a little bit of it in there. And so I don't know, man. Like, I want my quarterback confident. Now,